I mean, they all feel good, and it's important, I think, for our guys just to, confidence definitely. I don't think that again, if we don't win that game, that their confidence is going to be, shaken to the core. But it definitely helps. Now they can visualize it, they can see it happening. They've experienced it. They should be expecting it. But I feel like we've been playing good baseball, and we've been in all these ball games, and it's just nice to get, that key hit. Now, again, I mean, we had bases loaded, I think, 3 times there down the stretch, so we could have gotten it done probably even a little bit sooner. But, for Brandon Craig, too, I mean, he tried, getting down the safety squeeze the first 2 pitches, didn't do it. Now he's fighting for his AB, and he, put together a nice piece of hitting going opposite field and line drive like he did. So, that was really good to see.
Does it help you guys just to be in the close games? You feel like, that eventually you're going to figure out ways to win more of them than lose?
Yeah, and it comes down to, the timely hits, which we've been struggling, although we've gotten some throughout the game, but it just seems late in the game that we're not getting that timely hit. Because, Penn State, Louisville, Michigan State, I think we all, had chances to win those. But we've been making some good pitches in key situations, and I think defensively, I mean, last night Hudnall makes a great catch on a leadoff batter, and Cody Strong makes a diving double play. I mean, that bases loaded, nobody out turns into 2 outs, man on third, 1 run in, but and they did get the second run in, but we still minimized that situation, and he made another, I thought, nice play up the middle, to get the third out. So Woody's been good at first base and picking. So defensively, I mean, that's helped us, I think, stay in those ball games. So there is confidence going around. It's just, I think sometimes they're putting a little too much pressure on themselves at the plate, and they're being aggressive, but maybe almost too aggressive, and they don't necessarily have to be in those. Pressure is probably a little bit more on the pitcher in that situation than the hitter.
Between winning those and losing them is probably just getting a hit late somewhere. You feeling?
Just stringing them together, because I mean, you always need the person that gets on first. That's just as big of a hit as the guy that gets them in last. So
yeah,
I mean, it's just stringing them together more than just one solid one.
Obviously, there's some frustration involved in losing 1-run games, but do you feel like there's a lot of learning from it too?
Definitely. I mean, there's definitely a sense of achievement being, especially like when we were in a 1-run game with Louisville. There's a sense of achievement being in the game with that number 10 team in the country, and we still think that we could have won that game. So yeah, definitely.
How much more difficult is it mentally to drive that run in or get that big hit once you said the hits are the same, you're right in a way, but at the same time it's probably a little more difficult, I would imagine.
Well, it's always in the back of your head, especially if you come up with a game-winning run on base, so that you know what that run means. So it definitely puts a little bit more pressure on you. But I mean, I feel like as a team, everybody that gets put in that situation is taking the pressure off themselves. The record right now doesn't show it, but also we've had a lot more competition than we did last year. With Mississippi State, we played them twice. Right? We're playing LSU, Tennessee, and we're playing them really well. And I mean, last year, I don't know how many one-run games we were in, but it definitely wasn't up to 5 in a row like we are this year.
Do you still, because of that, do you take some encouragement even when it's 1- and 2-run losses because of who they're against?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even when we're losing against teams like LSU by more runs, you still know when we played well, and it's just sometimes we don't have the depth that they had, and I think that playing those teams, it shows us how good we are and how good we can be.
I know coming into the season, I think Coach Schreiber had said he wasn't sure who was going to step up as far as bullpen arms this year, but you guys have had a couple of guys step up there, and how crucial have they been to sort of keeping some of those games closer until?
I mean, I think they're really the difference. I mean, I caught yesterday for the 3rd time, and I didn't know exactly how good Joe Eichmann's stuff was until I caught him yesterday. So I think that's definitely the biggest point from last year. Last year, we didn't really have anybody that we could bring out and say we just need you to get 1 out and then you're done. With this year, we have 2 to 3 guys that we're confident in to bring in to get that 1 out.
When you go to the plate with runners in scoring position, I mean, yeah, obviously that's your main. I mean, you want to get them in, but I think we should start focusing on just hitting the ball hard. I know that's what Wally's been preaching. Just hit the ball hard in those situations, and good things will happen.
I think you guys are something like 5-11 in 1- and 2-run games this season. I guess you guys are probably, if you don't know the number, there's been a lot of those close games that haven't gone your way. Do you take that as, you try to take that as something that encourages you, and not get discouraged by that, knowing you're close, or does it make it more frustrating to know how close you were so many times?
I mean, it's both. I mean, it's frustrating that we, didn't get that win, but we can build on it. I mean, losing in extra innings to Louisville, by 2 runs, that's a big game. They're a good team, and it just kind of, helps that confidence. We can play with those teams, so you know that you can play with pretty much anybody.
Do you see an improvement from a year ago to now, even though the record maybe isn't that different?
Oh yeah, big time. The teams we played this year have been, really good. Not knocking last year's schedule or anything. They were good teams, but going down to LSU and Rice and going out to San Diego State, that's really good competition, and it's kind of made us better. You can tell.
What about the walk-off win? You guys obviously had guys in scoring position the last 2 innings. You said bases loaded, but you end up getting the job done, and you don't pay for it. So is that a confidence builder moving into Michigan?
Oh yeah, that's huge. BK had a great day yesterday and just came through big for us in that last inning, and that's a good confidence boost going into Michigan.
Do you look at the close losses as being something that's still, this is a team that has a smaller margin of error than you would have had in previous seasons?
Yeah, it's offensively, we're not putting up a great amount of runs. Although against a couple of good Michigan State pitchers, I thought we put together a couple of good games. But kind of like the Louisville game, it was a well-pitched game, well-defended game. If you look at it statistically, our opponents are fielding. We're fielding like 975, which is one of the tops in the Big Ten. And our opponents this year are fielding at a 972 clip. So, we're playing some good teams, and we're not getting a whole lot given to us, and we're going to have to earn everything that we're getting. And, we don't have that power offense that we did back in 2012 where you could relax a little bit because at some point we're going to put, a string of 4 or 5 quality at-bats together. So, we're capable of doing that. We just got to do it, I think, a little bit more often on stringing some of those quality at-bats together. But yeah, when you feel like your margin for error is a little less, then yeah, there's probably a little bit more, tenseness and anxiety that I got to get it done on this opportunity.